Good. Is this on? Okay. Thank you. Sorry about the time snafu. You know, this is how it goes. Real life happens. We got Pan.a.ce.a back here behind me. We're going to go through a little Q&A, talk to them about what they do. Please write in your questions if you like. We'll try to monitor the Facebook, Twitter. I'll probably get on that, and the Justin TV feed. Other than that, we're going to let them talk about what they got coming up, the history of the band a little bit, because they haven't actually had a chance to say it in this format. And we'll just go from there. So without further ado, Pan.a.ce.a. How's it going?
I think first we want to definitely thank Studio D and for putting this together and making it happen today, and everybody that came down to help. It's been a great day so far, and we want to thank everybody that's logged on to spend the day with us. And this is cool. This is something we want to try to do more of if we can, if it's a success, and if you guys enjoy it. You know, maybe there's other bands out there that want to do it. Maybe there's other,
because nobody's doing this. Nobody's doing it.
So yeah, thank you to everybody involved, and thanks for tuning in at home and wherever you are.
Thank you, Pan.a.ce.a.
Around the world. So yeah, there's a couple of people that typed in some questions so far. One that stands out the most is, when are we going to be back in Wilkes-Barre?
I will be back in Wilkes-Barre tonight if anybody would like to hang out. Probably around 8-ish, just enough time for Sunday night football. So, you know, wings, yes, and drinks, and more drinks.
But we will be we're Bruise Brothers on the 30th.
October 30th.
October 30th, Bruise Brothers. And we also have a show at Eleanor Rigby's coming up in German. I forget what date that is.
15th.
Ask Paul. Paul knows the dates.
I know everything if you need to know anything.
I just show up.
October 15th, Eleanor Rigby's. We're playing with our After, a couple other groups, all ages. You hear that? All ages.
All ages, yeah.
Everybody who's belly aching.
For real this time, all ages.
Yeah. And we always get that, you know, why don't you play more all-age shows? And then we play all-age shows.
And nobody shows.
Nobody shows.
So it's an all-age show, get there. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
All right, guys, what are you guys using these pictures for? I mean, tell the world why we do this thing. You know, why we make the effort to make it down here and do this.
Well, number one.
All right.
We like to keep it fresh.
What are we?
You know, I don't know.
It's fun.
No.
You know, yeah, keep it fresh.
Yeah, something for you guys to look at. You know.
And also, you know, it gets kind of old after, you know, staring at the same picture for, you know, a year and a half. I mean, everybody that's in the digital world now has a new picture on their Facebook every day, you know. So it's always something new to look at, something new to do, something new to check out. So not only for your interest as a viewer or listener or fan, but also to keep our interest, because we need to. And it's a good time, you know, and when bands get to promote themselves, then we also in turn get to promote the photographers and the studios and the same thing, like, well, why come out with a new record, or why come out with new music? It's like, you know, why not? There's nothing really else to do, and why sit on what you've done and just kind of look back and say, okay, well, we've done all this, we want to progressively move forward. So
right.
We have, we're working on new material. We have that new album that just hit stores. Everybody knows about Bare Bones. So in order to kind of keep things fresh and keep people interested and not get stale, it's all part of the package.
Cool. Guys, let me cut in real quick. We got a couple of questions from everybody. We're going to start with, let's see. What happens if you get a question correct? That's not a real question. What song do you guys have the most fun playing? And it's probably, is this going to be an individual? We'll probably do this.
Yeah. A song in particular, I would say I personally like playing the new one, personally. I mean, especially a lot of the other stuff personally off the last album. I like Stay because the bass line is badass, and that's just how it is. But
and you wrote it.
Yeah. So, but I mean,
cool.
No, but no, those are a couple of my favorites that I personally like.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. I think my favorite one to play, I think the one I have the most fun playing, and I don't mean I have fun because it's my favorite song or because I don't like playing the other ones, but we always get a really awesome crowd response from Everything's Different when I'm with her. And that was one of the songs that when we first started writing it was really nothing. You know, it was just a basic couple of chord idea, and we honestly didn't even know if it would make it onto the record or if we would want to do it. It was kind of one of those sleeper tracks, and we're like, all right, well, we'll just put it on and see what happens. And it's got such a fantastic feedback, and people love the song, and people dance and sing the words. And so in a live setting, that's definitely one of my favorites to play.
I kind of split Matt and Tim down the middle, I guess. Number one, like if it's a good drumming song, it would probably have to be like No More Secrets, because I get to go absolutely ape at the end of that song, which is what I love to do. So that always shines for me. But also everything's different, which nothing was going on drum-wise there. It's simple, but it's just such a great response. Anytime you guys are pumped, I'm pumped, and that's like what I'm all about. So anytime there's a huge feedback, it just feeds back and forth, band to you guys and you guys to us. That's what I'm all about. It's just like the passion of the show and just going absolutely crazy. That's what I do.
Is it? Really? I guess it's my turn. Well, I like playing anything except the cover song, so as long as it's a Pan.a.ce.a song, I like playing it, because I hate playing cover songs. That is just fact. But if I have to pick one song, I guess I really enjoy playing, it's my favorite Tim song, it's Hold On. I told him that 50,000 times, that's my favorite Tim song from, God, how many years we've been arguing about songs. But yeah, that's my favorite, and it's the most, it is six, yes.
Ish.
It's the most simple song, instrument-wise, and it's just a great song, so I enjoy playing it.
Yeah, that's a good song.
As a corollary, is there one that like you guys as a crew just sort of hit like on all cylinders? Is there one that rises above? I'm sure there's a lot that groove you out together, but
Probably We the Broken.
Yeah, I would say, I think Dreaming in the Real is pretty passionate when we're all, especially like during his solo and stuff like that. I always feel like
we always the end of those.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. Very comfortable playing together. Yeah.
We the Broken for me isn't a favorite because I'm tap dancing the whole time. Nobody ever watches because I have to go from part to part to part, and it's just not. That's not one of those songs that I enjoy playing, and especially doing a music video. Especially doing a music video to it, and it's like, well, just do it, and it's like, I just can't do it. You gotta sit there and go through all these emotions, and it's like, oh god, I gotta go now.
okay.
But yeah.
This one might be directed, we'll start with Tim on this next one because I think it's kind of directed at him, but I definitely think as a band you probably can all chime in on this. Somebody asked what lyrics mean the most to you, as far as, is there any one song that like you feel more when you're into it? Lyrically on this one.
Lyrically, yeah. Well, I think one of them, the first one that always jumps in my head is Dreaming in the Real, because that song is just very personal to me, and I don't know, it's just, it's all kind of right there. And just the way this song is structured, from start to finish, and like, as Matt was saying, there's a lot of passion, not only just within the lyrics, but within the song itself, like the way it was written and the way it's presented. And that also helps to make me as not only a lyricist, but as a performer, a vocal performer, to be more passionate in that moment, when everybody else is sharing that same thing. So definitely Dreaming in the Real is up there for me. No More Secrets is probably up there for me too. I mean, I really enjoy that song a lot. And believe it or not, like that song with Fix, it's not one that I'm, while we're playing it live, that I'm so overly passionate about, but those lyrics mean a lot to my personal life. There's a lot of things I was going through, and so that was sort of cathartic for me, just in a song itself.
For any of these other songs, I mean, lyrically, does any of them hit you, Matt, better than any other song?
I would say, I would agree with him, like on Dreaming the Real, or like Now or Never, or a song like that, because at least from what I take of it, I understand, what it means to, have feelings, that are deep, something like that. So I kind of can touch a base with somebody, and really you can pull that from any song, any song that you listen to, because once you listen to a song, you will take your own meaning from it personally. No matter who you are or what that song means to you, it's your song at that point, essentially. As a listener.
Right, which is why we never really tell you what a song is about. So it just needs to be about what you need it to be about.
Right.
Kev, you got one?
I'm pretty much the same thing. Dreaming in the Real is one big one. Heck, I'm singing it while I'm playing it half the time. You'll notice. There's just so many. Almost every single one of our songs has some part that really means something to me that I'll be back there, screaming. Not that you can hear me, but I'm screaming it out playing. But every song has its parts. Dreaming Real is probably one that has the most that I'm constantly singing with Tim. And stop messing with the camera.
And we find ourselves just walking around singing. I find myself singing "Don't Walk Away" just because it just gets stuck in my head, And it's kind of weird. I mean, maybe slightly biased, but I mean, I'll just be taking a shower or whatever. Just it just pops in my head, I don't know.
Ooh. Yeah. You just made a lot of people flash that in their head, like you showering while you're singing. Paulie, do you want to chime in on that lyrically? We got a couple of really cool questions.
Yeah, I'll be fast then, I guess. Hold on. That's when it stuck from day one. I told Tim, don't change anything. I remember when we were sitting there writing it, I'm like, please do not change anything. And Tim has this way of going home and rewriting the song 47 times. And he comes back and I go, Tim, come on, that was really good. He'll be mad at me for a day or two. And then he'll come back and sing the same song. Stay, I really, really love that song.
Yeah, that's
it's because you can relate, anything you can relate to, and everything, for the most part, that Tim writes is very relatable. But those are my two. And also off Anodyne, this has been coming out of left field, the song What More really sticks in my head, because that's just
All right.
That's basically what that.
Video edit.
To me, that's basically what it meant. And I remember when you wrote it, I was like, that's kind of what the feeling I got. I mean, I could be totally wrong. It could be, what more do you want me to do? You want me to make a ham sandwich or turkey? I don't know. But to me, that's what it meant. So.
All right.
It's funny. It was about a ham sandwich.
Oh. We've got some killer questions here. The first one we're going to throw out here is kind of rhetorical, but Jeff, and you can chime in if you want. Does Matt know how epic the bass intro to Oubliette is? Are you aware of how epic that is?
How epic? Tell me. I want to know.
I don't know. Can we call somebody like that?
Okay, here we go. We got some great questions. Thank you, everyone. Everything is Different and Now or Never have been called sleeper songs by Tim. Both are fan favorites. Any other sleepers up your sleeve?
Well, see, the definition of a sleeper ends up being you don't know it's a sleeper until it's everybody likes it, So yeah, maybe it could be there. I mean, we're still writing songs, and Don't Walk Away. And we just kind of threw that together. We were at a show, and we were backstage in the green room, and I just had a guitar, and Paul and I started jamming something, and it ended up being Don't Walk Away. So you never know where it's going to come from, and it could be a sleeper kind of under the surface already. But until it gets out there and people start digging it, then you're like, oh, okay, well, I guess this song is something, There's some, when we did Divine, for example, we had no thought that would be something people would really cling to or really enjoy. There's another one, going back to the lyric question. I love the lyrics in that song. I love what it's about, and I love the character that's painted within the song. So that's one that's up there for me too. But yeah, and then when we did Bare Bones and we started to look at all of our songs in a slightly different light, then what were sleepers before kind of changed, and what weren't maybe became, No More Secrets. That was one of people's favorites right off the bat. A lot of people like the heavier music. But now we've done it in a completely different way on Bare Bones with a string section and acoustic and all kind of broken down. And So could that now be a sleeper in its different way? You know, I think maybe. But we had no idea that Now or Never